Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be doing a special announcement. I am going to be going on a low buy, and I've mentioned that I want to go on a low buy I think once or twice. I'm not sure how many times, but I have been thinking about it. It's been in the back of my mind. Part of me was like, well, you don't really need to go on a low buy, but then the other part of me was like, I kind of really do want to. I think at some point I was saying that I didn't really feel like I needed to go on a low buy, and I don't know if I do actually need to go on a low buy because I actually don't buy a lot of makeup. I buy a few things here and there. I haven't really bought anything in a long time, and I really just wanted to go on this low buy because A, I wanted to use the things I already had in my makeup collection. B, I kind of wanted to see how long I could go buying less makeup or buying a reduced amount of makeup. And I also really want to try out some things that I usually wouldn't try out, if that makes any sense. And I'm going to get into that in a little bit. But you might be wondering, how long am I going to be going on this low buy? I have no idea. I kind of just want to not limit myself because I don't really feel like I need to limit myself at this point. I want to make sure that I'm buying less makeup overall, and I don't want to be like, okay, yes, I'm going to do this amount of months, or I'm going to do 1 year, because I feel like that's just too much pressure. I want to see how long I can do it, but at the same time, I don't want to be limiting myself too much that I feel like I'm depriving myself senselessly. I want to make sure that I am enjoying makeup, that I am enjoying what I do, that I'm being creative, but at the same time that I am using the things in my collection. So I feel like it would be nice to see how long this can go on. I'm thinking that this will last for at least a few months. But yeah, I mean, I just have a pretty sizable makeup collection back there. I mean, it's not huge. I don't have an obscene amount of makeup in my personal opinion. I feel like my collection is pretty, it's small. It's not minuscule, but it's smaller than what you would see on the internet. And I feel like that in a way is not the best thing to say, because I mean, there's always going to be somebody with a bigger collection or a smaller collection than you, especially on the internet. But when I compare my collection to that of my close acquaintances and friends, my collection is always the bigger one. And I would say that my collection is larger than average, in my personal opinion. And that is enough for me to step back and say, maybe it's time for me to actually start using the things that are already in my collection and stop looking outwardly as much, if that makes any sense. I was thinking of going on a no buy, but then I was like, I do want to buy makeup. I like makeup. I think it's fun. But at the same time, I don't want to just buy makeup whenever I feel like I'm in a creative rut or whenever I want to get more inspiration. I want to make sure that I'm getting inspired from the things in my collection, which is, I do admit, kind of hard. I have recently been in a little bit of a creative rut recently, and I think it's because I'm so used to having something new and interesting to work with, and I'm always so ready to just buy more things to work with, and that kind of has been fueling my creative energy. And I've noticed that, ever since I stopped sort of buying things as much, and I've kind of just sort of been laying low when it comes to buying new things, I've noticed that my creativity has been sort of challenged, and it's something that's interesting, and it's something that I want to explore. I want to see if I can really just motivate myself to really be creative without having to buy new things to supplement this creativity or to fuel it. So that is why I'm doing this, and I feel like it's going to be a little bit fun. I would like to do updates. It would be interesting if I could do that. And what else do I have to talk about? I don't really have any notes for this video, so that's why I'm kind of just doing this all off the top of my head. But I really do feel like I should talk about maybe the rules that I'm going to put for myself, and I might adjust these. Like I said, I don't want this to be very rigid. I want to make sure that I am disciplining myself, but at the same time I'm still maintaining this fun, I love makeup kind of idea in my head, you know. So my rules are going to be, I want to limit myself to buying 2 things every month, okay? I am not going to limit myself when it comes to refills, when it comes to repurchases. I'm going to include those items in the 2 things. My camera just stopped recording, so if there's a little bit of shift in frame, that is why. But yes, where was I? I'm going to limit myself to 2 things in a month, and I'm going to allow myself refills. I'm going to potentially buy either like new lip liner, new lip balm, new mascara every now and then whenever I need it, and that is going to basically fit in to the 2 products that I'm going to allow myself to get per month. And the reason it's 2 and not 1 or not 3 or 5 is because I think that 2 is a good number because it allows me to have some fun with it. If I want to get like a new eyeshadow palette or a new product or anything like that, I can do that. And at the same time, I can also get a refill. If I need to get a new mascara, if mine is getting expired, and at the same time, a new palette or a new product comes out that I really want, I'm able to get both of those things and thus not limit myself. So yes, 1 would be a little bit extreme, and I feel like 3 or up would be like a little bit much because I think as it is, I don't really get like 5 things a month. So therefore, I'm just going to limit myself to 2. Another thing is I'm not going to do rollovers. Now, a rollover in a low buy is basically where you don't buy anything for a month and the 2 products that you allow yourself to get basically roll over to the next month. I'm not going to do rollovers because I know myself that I am very good at biding my time. I'm very good at like sort of stepping back. I'm very good at basically prolonging the desire in myself to get new things, okay? I'm good at that. So I do think that if I did end up doing a rollover, I would potentially say at one time have like 5 opportunities to buy makeup. And it's kind of like, I don't want to buy that much makeup all at once. I'm good with just having no rollovers because that way I am not like just buying too many things at one time, and I have enough I have enough space, I have enough leeway to buy multiple things in 1 month without buying too much. I do want to make sure that I am making an effort to purchase less eyeshadow palettes. We'll see how that goes, but I think that the number one thing that I always find myself getting is eyeshadow palettes. I love myself some eyeshadow palettes. I love them, I adore them, I wear them all the time, obviously, and they're just so much fun to work with. But I do want to make sure that I'm using this low buy to buy less eyeshadow palettes and more of other things, because if I look at my collection, I have so many eyeshadow palettes that keep coming in, but then I don't have like a lot of other different products because either I'm not too interested in those products or I'm just not bothering to get them. So I do want to try and make sure that I'm experimenting a little bit, that I'm using new things, and I want to make sure that I'm able to do that by sort of like trying to make myself buy less eyeshadow palettes. And that's not to say that I won't end up buying eyeshadow palettes, because I know myself and I will, but I just kind of want to scale back and just work with other avenues of creativity, other avenues of makeup. I don't know, maybe I'll change these rules, maybe I'll like just reevaluate everything in a few months and see how it goes. I think it would be interesting to do like some updates. I might do those every now and then. And I don't know, okay, it might be interesting to do like monthly hauls in which I basically just talk about like the few things that I did buy. I don't know how those videos will be, like they might be a little bit boring. Maybe I'll just like incorporate them into Get Ready With Me or something. We'll see about that. But yeah, I mean, I find that right now, there's so many different releases coming out, and I feel like a lot of you guys have been noticing that I have been pulling back from getting a lot of new things, and that's like, I feel like that's because I want to make sure that I am like getting things that I really love, and I also want to make sure that I am spending my money wisely. Because in the long run, I think that buying makeup is a little bit of like a luxurious activity. Okay, buying makeup, you don't need a lot of makeup, and I'm somebody that's very creative, and yeah, I love playing with things, I love playing with makeup, I love being creative in that way, but is buying makeup important for me? No, it's not. I like doing makeup, but I feel like the entire practice of buying makeup is a very luxurious one, and it's not something that I always need to partake in. And it's kind of hard because you look at people online and you see everybody getting PR and you see everybody getting new makeup and you see everybody buying these new things, and it's kind of like, oh, I really would like to get that. I really would like to have that experience. But then it's like, honestly, watching people do that is half the fun, like it's great to see other people being creative, and it's great to see like and get inspiration from other people as well, and it's kind of like, it would be nice to do more of that. And having this low buy will help motivate me to sort of like greater understand my makeup collection, to greater understand my creativity, to push myself, because I have like so many different palettes. And when I was doing this makeup today, I was hard pressed to actually find inspiration. It's kind of sad a little bit because you see, like, whenever I get a new palette, like for example, whenever I got the Hasina 2, the Color Drain, the Festival palette from Juvia's Place, what else did I get? The James Charles Morphe palette. I was so excited about those things, and I was like, I'm inspired. I'm getting inspired. I'm trying out these new things. Then a little bit later, I was like, okay, so now I want to get something else, and now I'm inspired again. I have this motivation to do all these like new looks, and it's kind of like I want to feel that without having to get new makeup. So that is kind of like my entire reasoning. I want to make sure that I'm able to be inspired and be creative without necessarily buying new things. And that's a skill that I kind of want to hone in on. I want to perfect. And that's kind of like why I'm doing this low buy. And that's kind of why I'm doing this low buy. So the question is, will I be doing will I buy it? Of course, I will be doing will I buy it. I think that they'll remain quite edited. I'm not somebody that tends to be like, oh yeah, I want everything in a will I buy it anyway. So I think that they'll pretty much be the same. I would like to do more monthly wish lists on my channel. If you're not familiar with those are basically like videos that I used to post like every single month. I kind of posted them, I think, twice, January and February, I think, or was it December and January? I'm not sure, but I do want to go back to doing those videos. I think that those were very fun to make, and I want to incorporate more of those into my channel. So hopefully I'll be able to go back and do some more of those. But those videos will basically be me like just showing you guys my wish list for the month, and I assume that I'll be choosing makeup from that wish list. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how it turns out. I'm really excited about doing this. I think it'll be fun, and I think that it will be a good experience for me. And I hope you guys just enjoy this little journey of mine as well. So that is the end of this very long and rambly video. Probably not too long, but quite rambly. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be seeing you in tomorrow's video. Bye, guys.